Hello students, how are you? In our last video lecture, we have already studied about the syllabus of 12th class chemistry according to your NCERT book, and today I want to explain about haloalkane and classification of haloalkane. So in this class, I want to explain you what is haloalkane and how can be classified a haloalkane. So first of all, I want to discuss about how can we define a haloalkane. So dear students, halogen derivative of an alkane are called haloalkane. Listen carefully and note down in your copies that how can we define a haloalkane. Haloalkanes, listen carefully, haloalkanes are the halogen derivatives of an alkane and these are simply represented by Rx. Haloalkanes are the halogen derivative of an alkane and these are simply represented by Rx. In place of R, we can write any alkyl group, and in place of X, we can write any halogen element like fluorine, chlorine, bromine or iodine, and in place of R we can write any alkyl group. So haloalkanes are the halogen derivative of alkane. What is the meaning of halogen derivative of alkane? Halogen derivative of an alkane means haloalkanes are prepared by the substitution of one or more hydrogen element of an alkane by one or more halogen element. So girls and boys, what is the general formula of an alkane? An alkane can be represented by this general formula CnH2n plus 2. So what is the total number of hydrogen in an alkane? The total number of hydrogen in an alkane is 2n plus 2. So haloalkanes are the halogen derivative of an alkane, and all the halogen derivatives of an alkane can be prepared by the substitution of one or more hydrogen element of an alkane by the one or more halogen element. क्या सभी बच्चों को मेरी बात क्लियर हो रही है? मैं बोल रहा हूँ haloalkanes are the halogen derivative of alkane and these halogen derivatives can be prepared by the substitution of one or more hydrogen element of an alkane by the one or more halogen element. For suppose if we substitute one hydrogen element from this alkane by one halogen element, then it will give CnH2n plus 1 into X. It is called monohalogen derivative. So girls and boys, why it is called monohalogen derivative? Because it is prepared by the substitution of one hydrogen element of an alkane by the one halogen element. Similarly, if two hydrogen element of an alkane are substituted by two halogen element, then it will give CnH2n into X2 and it is called dihalogen derivative of alkane. Similarly, if three hydrogen element of an alkane are substituted by three halogen element, you know that halogen elements are generally represented by X. In place of X, we can write fluorine, chlorine, bromine or iodine. So if three hydrogen element of an alkane are replaced by three halogen element, then it will give CnH2n minus 1 into X3. It is called trihalogen derivative of an alkane, and if all the four hydrogen element of an alkane are substituted by four halogen element, then it will give CnH2n minus 2 into X4 and it is called tetrahalogen derivative of an alkane. So what are the halogen derivative of an alkane? These are prepared by the substitution of one or more hydrogen element of an alkane by the one or more halogen element. Monohalogen derivative, dihalogen derivative, trihalogen derivative and tetrahalogen derivatives. Gaussian bias monohalogen derivative on the basis of degree of carbon atom can be further classified into three categories: primary, secondary and tertiary. Primary alkyl halide, secondary alkyl halide and tertiary alkyl halide. Similarly, these dihalogen derivative having two halogen element on the basis of position of halogen element in the carbon chain, these dihalogen derivative can also be further classified into three categories, and these three categories are geminal halide, vicinal halide and ternal or alpha omega halide. Ternal halide or alpha omega halide. Ternal or alpha omega halide. So what is haloalkane? What is haloalkane? एक बार फिर से हम इसको रिवाइज कर लेते हैं. What is haloalkane? Haloalkanes are simply represented by Rx. In place of R we can write any alkyl group, and in place of X we can write any halogen element. And how can we define a haloalkane? A haloalkane can be defined as these are the halogen derivatives of an alkane, and these are simply prepared by the substitution of one or more hydrogen element of an alkane by the one or more halogen element. यदि हम किसी alkane से एक या एक से ज्यादा हाइड्रोजन को हटाते हैं और उसकी जगह पर एक या एक से ज्यादा हाइड्रोजन को ऐड कर देते हैं, तो जो ऑर्गेनिक कंपाउंड का फॉर्मेशन होता है, these organic compounds are simply called halogen derivatives of alkane, or these are simply called haloalkane, and these are represented by Rx. I think कि आपको समझ में आ रहा होगा. Mono, what is the general formula of monohalogen derivative? CnH2n plus 1 into X. In place of X we can write any halogen element, and in place of n we can use any number. And these monohalogen derivative on the basis of degree of carbon atom can be further classified into three categories: primary, secondary and tertiary alkyl halide. And these dihalogen derivative having two halogen element on the basis of position of halogen element, these dihalogen derivative can be further divided into three categories: geminal, vicinal and ternal or alpha omega halide. So girls and boys, in our next video lecture we will discuss about primary, secondary and tertiary alkyl halide monohalogen derivatives, and geminal, vicinal and ternal or alpha omega halide, these are called dihalogen derivatives, and trihalogen derivatives and tetrahalogen derivatives with example and with their IUPAC name. So ये हम छोटे छोटे से जो वीडियो लेक्चर्स आपके लिए बना रहे हैं, इसका रीजन है कि आप थोड़ा थोड़ा सा स्टडी करें और अपनी नोट कॉपी में हर एक चीज को बहुत ध्यान से नोट करें. जैसे आज के वीडियो लेक्चर में मैंने आपको डेफिनेशन बोली, हाउ कैन वी डिफाइन haloalkane. So what is the definition of haloalkane? Haloalkanes are the halogen derivative of an alkane. And what is the meaning of halogen derivative of alkane? Halogen derivative of an alkane means these are prepared by the substitution of one or more hydrogen element of an alkane by the one or more halogen element. If we replace one hydrogen element by one halogen element, then monohalogen derivative can be formed. If two halogen elements are added with alkane, then by the substitution of two hydrogen element, then dihalogen derivative can be prepared. If three hydrogen element of an alkane are substituted by three halogen element, then trihalogen derivative can be prepared. What is the general formula of trihalogen derivative of an alkane? CnH2n minus 1 into X3. And if four hydrogen element of an alkane are substituted by four halogen element, then it will give tetrahalogen derivative of an alkane, and its general formula is CnH2n minus 2 into X4. So अपनी कॉपीज में ध्यान से नोट करें जनरल फार्मूला ऑफ मोनोहैलोजन डेरिवेटिव, डायहैलोजन डेरिवेटिव, trihalogen derivative and tetrahalogen derivative. And in our next video lecture we will discuss about what is the degree of alkyl halide on the basis how can be classified primary alkyl halide or monohalogen derivative on the basis of degree of carbon atom. Monohalogen derivative can be further classified into three categories on the basis of degree of carbon atom: primary, secondary and tertiary. And similarly on the basis of position of two halogen element, dihalogen derivative can also be divided into three categories: geminal, vicinal and ternal or alpha omega halide. सो अपने नेक्स्ट वीडियो लेक्चर में मैं इनके बारे में डिटेल में एक्सप्लेन करूंगा, व्हाट आर प्राइमरी, सेकेंडरी एंड टर्शियरी अल्काइल हैलाइड एंड व्हाट आर जेमिनल, विकिनल, टर्नल और अल्फा ओमेगा हैलाइड। विद एग्जाम्पल इसको आपको समझाया जाएगा और इसको ध्यान से अपनी कॉपीज में आप लोग नोट करेंगे। जब भी आप वीडियो लेक्चर से ऑनलाइन प्रोग्राम को देखते हैं या समझते हैं तो 2-3 बातों का आप बहुत ध्यान से सुने कि आप जब भी वीडियो लेक्चर्स को समझते हैं तो अपने आसपास कोई भी आपकी डिस्टरबेंस ना हो, आपके पास में आपकी नोट कॉपी और पेन हो, और जो भी आपको डेफिनेशंस बोली जा रही हैं, जो भी बोर्ड पर समझाया जा रहा है, उनको ध्यान से अपनी कॉपीज में नोट भी करें और उसको ध्यान से समझें भी, और पूरा फोकस अपने वीडियो लेक्चर पर रखें। आपका जो माइंड है वो डिस्ट्रैक्ट नहीं होना चाहिए, तभी आप इन वीडियो लेक्चर्स का बेनिफिट ले सकते हैं। ओके, कल की क्लास में हम लोग बात करेंगे प्राइमरी, सेकेंडरी एंड टर्शियरी अल्काइल हैलाइड, जेमिनल, विकिनल, टर्नल एंड अल्फा ओमेगा हैलाइड विद एग्जाम्पल।